If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to Fattest channel for more fascinating stories and documentaries. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Join our community and be part of the adventure. I'm standing on what feels like the edge of the world, a place where the vastness of the ocean meets the unwavering land. The air is clean, the silence profound. Here in Nauru, a tiny island nation nestled in the heart of the Pacific, that feeling of being on the periphery is hard to shake. It's a place that challenges your perceptions. It's just 21 square kilometers, a mere speck of land in the vast expanse of the Pacific Ocean. It's so small you can drive around the entire island in under half an hour, a journey that offers a complete panorama of Nauru's diverse landscapes. The drive takes you past vibrant turquoise reefs teeming with life, and then through a stark, almost lunar-like interior, a testament to the island's complex history. Getting here isn't easy. It requires commitment and a sense of adventure. Only a few flights land each week, connecting Nauru to the wider world, and the journey feels like a pilgrimage to a forgotten land, a voyage to a place where time seems to slow down. From the air, Nauru initially presents itself as a tropical paradise, a jewel of green surrounded by the deep blue sea. But up close, the rusted machinery and the scars etched into the landscape from decades of phosphate mining tell a different, more complicated story. This isn't your typical picture postcard Pacific getaway. It's a place with depth and layers. Nauru's history is one of extremes: dizzying wealth fueled by phosphate mining, followed by crushing economic lows, and now a persistent struggle to redefine its identity. The air is thick with the ever-present salt spray from the ocean and the heavy humidity of the tropics, a constant reminder of the island's environment. But the air is also filled with a palpable sense of resilience, a quiet determination to overcome challenges, and an underlying uncertainty about the future. The people are incredibly warm and welcoming, always ready with a smile and a friendly greeting. But the landscape whispers of a paradise that was once found, then heavily exploited for its resources, and ultimately left to grapple with the long-term consequences of those actions. I came to Nauru not just to see the sights, but to look beyond the often stark statistics and headlines. I wanted to meet the people who call this island home, to hear their personal stories, their hopes, and their fears, and to truly understand how they are navigating a future that's anything but certain, a future shaped by both the past and the present. This is Nauru, the world's least visited country, a place that remains largely untouched by the modern tourism industry. It's a place of striking paradoxes, a nation grappling with its identity, and a small island state searching for its rightful place on the global stage. The numbers here are staggering. Nauru receives only about 200 tourists a year, making it the least visited country on Earth. This isolation is both a mystique and a challenge. Getting here is tough, and staying is even tougher. But the health statistics are even more alarming. Over 70% of Nauruans are obese, and nearly 40% of adults have type 2 diabetes. Smoking is rampant, with almost half the adult population lighting up daily. The combination of processed foods, sedentary lifestyles, and high smoking rates has created a public health crisis. For a nation of just over 12,000, the burden is immense. These numbers tell a story of a community transformed by sudden change, one tied directly to Nauru's unique economic history. To understand how things got this way, we have to look at the island's phosphate-fueled past. Nauru's story is inextricably linked to phosphate. It's a tale of boom and bust, a stark reminder of the potential consequences of resource exploitation. For centuries, countless seabirds flocked to this remote island, leaving their mark in the form of guano. Over time, this accumulation transformed into some of the world's purest and most concentrated phosphate rock deposits, a geological treasure hidden beneath a tropical paradise. When colonial powers, driven by industrial ambitions, discovered this white gold, the fate of Nauru was forever altered. Everything changed in a dramatic and irreversible way. The island was set on a course towards rapid transformation. After gaining independence in 1968, the Nauruan people finally took control of their own minds and their own destiny. This newfound control led to an unprecedented economic boom, and Nauruans became almost overnight among the wealthiest people per capita on the planet. The government, flush with phosphate revenue, provided its citizens with free housing, comprehensive healthcare, and universal education. There were virtually no taxes to pay, and life seemed free of worries and full of promise. Stories from that golden era now sound almost surreal, like a modern-day fable. Luxury cars became commonplace, symbols of the island's newfound affluence. Extravagant shopping trips abroad were frequent occurrences, showcasing the islanders' purchasing power. And the nation even established its own national airline, connecting the tiny island to the wider world. But this unprecedented wealth came at a significant and ultimately devastating cost. The relentless mining operations completely devastated the island's interior landscape. This left behind a barren, lunar-like moonscape, rendering vast areas unsuitable for agriculture and habitation. Traditional ways of life, such as fishing and farming, gradually faded into obscurity. These were replaced by a reliance on imported, often processed foods, and a complete dependence on a cash-based economy. By the late 1990s, the once abundant phosphate reserves were virtually gone, marking the end of an era. A combination of poor investments, financial mismanagement, and a lack of foresight left the country teetering on the brink of bankruptcy. The national airline was grounded, its fleet of aircraft sitting idle, and overseas properties were seized. The nation experienced a dramatic reversal of fortune, plunging from unimaginable riches into a state of relative poverty. Nauru was left with a severely ravaged environment, a stark reminder of the environmental consequences of unchecked resource extraction, and a population whose dietary habits and overall health had been profoundly and negatively shaped by a brief, unsustainable economic boom. The complex and often tragic legacy of phosphate continues to define life on Nauru even today, serving as a cautionary tale for other resource-rich nations. Life in Nauru moves slowly, shaped by heat and close community ties. Districts feel like extended families, and social life revolves around church, family, and communal gatherings. Despite economic hardship, solidarity runs deep. People share what they have, and homes are always open. But the diet remains a challenge. With the land ruined by mining, almost all food is imported. Shops are stocked with tinned fish, corned beef, instant noodles, and rice. Fresh produce is rare and expensive. Meals are simple: rice, fried chicken or canned meat, and sugary drinks. Physical activity has declined. The heat keeps people indoors, and cars are used even for short trips. Australian rules football is popular, but daily life is more sedentary than in the past. Yet cultural traditions endure. Nauruan language, music, dance, and even frigate bird catching connect people to their roots. These practices offer a glimpse of a different Nauru, one that existed before the mines and the money. The challenge now is holding on to that identity in a changed world. Telling people you're going to Nauru usually gets a puzzled look, and for good reason. Getting here is expensive and complicated. Only one airline serves the island with limited flights from a handful of places. Accommodation is scarce, with just a couple of small hotels catering mostly to business travelers and officials. There's no tourism infrastructure, no resorts, no tour operators, no souvenir shops. The coastline is beautiful in places, but the interior is a stark, mined-out wasteland. This isn't the Pacific paradise most travelers imagine. With so few visitors, there's little incentive to build up tourism, leaving the economy reliant on other, often controversial sources of income. Nauru's isolation is both a barrier and a defining feature. The scars of phosphate mining are everywhere. The island's interior is a jagged wasteland, useless for farming or building. Reforestation is a monumental task. Recovery could take centuries if it's possible at all. With no arable land, Nauru depends almost entirely on imported food, making life expensive and precarious. After the phosphate collapse, the government turned to unconventional sources of income, like hosting Australia's regional processing centre for asylum seekers. This brought money and jobs, but also controversy and dependency. Foreign aid and fishing licenses now keep the economy afloat, but leave Nauru vulnerable. The search for a sustainable future continues, but the legacy of the boom years still looms large. To truly understand Nauru, a nation grappling with its past and striving for a sustainable future, you have to listen to its people, to the stories etched in their faces, and the hopes whispered in their voices. Their experiences paint a vivid picture of resilience and adaptation. James, an elder, with eyes that have witnessed Nauru's transformation, remembers the boom. We thought the money would last forever, that the prosperity would never end. We were wrong. Many older Nauruans recall the era of wealth with nostalgia, a bittersweet memory of a time when resources flowed freely, and regret, recognizing the missed opportunities and the environmental consequences. seeing both the freedom and the cost, the immediate benefits and the long-term repercussions. Maria, a mother of 4, faces the daily challenge of providing for her family and struggles to afford fresh, nutritious food. It's cheaper to buy canned meat and rice. These processed foods are readily available and fill our stomachs. I know it's not healthy, and I worry about the future, but I have to feed my family, and this is what I can afford. David, a young man, represents the next generation and is determined to find a new path, a sustainable way forward for his island. We can't live like our parents did, relying on short-term gains that deplete our resources. We need opportunities that don't harm the island, that protect our environment and provide for future generations. These stories, woven together, reveal a community that's thoughtful, reflecting on its past, resilient, bouncing back from adversity, and determined to adapt, to find innovative solutions and build a brighter future. There's no self-pity, just a quiet resolve to survive, a deep-seated strength that runs through the Nauruan people and protect their home, their island nation, for generations to come. Near Buada Lagoon, a serene oasis amidst the challenges, an elder sums it up. The rock is gone, the money is gone, the resources that once defined us are depleted. But we are still here, our spirit unbroken, our community intact. We must remember who we are, our traditions, our values, and build from there, creating a new future rooted in our heritage. Nauruans are proud of their identity and culture, celebrating their traditions with vibrant festivals and ceremonies, even as they face daunting challenges, including economic hardship and environmental degradation. The past is a lesson, a reminder of what was and what could have been, not a life sentence. The future depends on the choices made today, on the actions taken to create a sustainable and prosperous Nauru. In every conversation, in every interaction, hope and determination shine through, illuminating the path forward. This is the heart of Nauru, a community bound together by shared history, common challenges, and an unwavering spirit. Nauru stands at a crossroads, facing threats that would challenge any nation. Climate change is the most urgent. Rising seas threaten the very land beneath their feet. Most people and infrastructure are just meters above the ocean, vulnerable to storms and erosion. Economically, the future is uncertain. Reliance on aid and the processing center can't last forever. The government is eyeing deep-sea mining for new wealth, but the risks echo the mistakes of the past. Public health is another battle. Reversing decades of unhealthy habits will take time and effort. There are signs of hope, community fitness programs, growing awareness, and a new generation eager for change. Nauru's future depends on forging a new identity, one built on sustainability, resilience, and self-reliance. The question is whether that resilience will be enough to weather the storms ahead. Nauru may seem like a remote curiosity, but its story is a warning for us all. It's a magnifying glass, showing in fast forward the dangers of resource exploitation, environmental destruction, and health crises. The phosphate boom and bust is a miniature version of the world's struggles with fossil fuels and deforestation. Nauru's health crisis mirrors global trends, cheap processed foods and rising chronic disease. Its vulnerability to climate change is a stark reminder of our shared fate. Nauru's challenges are not unique, they're just more concentrated, more visible. The island's story asks us, will we learn from its past or repeat its mistakes on a global scale? Nauru matters because it holds up a mirror to the world. Its future, and ours, depends on the choices we make now. In the end, Nauru's resilience is a lesson for us all. Thanks for watching. If you found Nauru's story eye-opening, imagine what else the world is hiding. Here on Hidasaur channel, we uncover untold stories, forgotten places, and global mysteries, bringing you deeper insights from every corner of the planet. Don't miss out on our next adventure. Hit that subscribe button, tap the bell for notifications, and join a community of curious minds exploring the world's hidden truths. Looking for more? Check out these videos on screen for more journeys into the unexpected. Your next discovery is just a click away. Subscribe now to Hidasaur channel, where every story reveals a new perspective.